Your Excellency, it is often said that the future belongs to Africa. This sentiment can be attributed to the continent's youth population and its vast resource endowment. However, I believe this optimistic outlook is also a reflection of Africa's visionary leadership. Your Excellencies, our next speaker exemplifies this leadership. From day one, she has tirelessly worked to ensure that we meet our energy needs while also fulfilling the aspiration of our people. Her Excellency Dr. Samia, President of the United Republic of Tanzania, has played a key role on development of the energy sector in Tanzania. During her tenure, she has enabled Tanzania to become power generation sufficient and with a significant surplus. It is in her time that every village in Tanzania has been reached with a grid power supply. By her effort, Tanzania has been able to interconnect its power grid with 4 neighboring countries, and 2 more are coming. Your Excellencies, she is the one who championed the Tanzanian Clean Cooking Initiative that includes the establishment of the Tanzanian Clean Cooking Strategy. Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan, on the international stage, she has been instrumental in pushing the clean cooking agenda, including launching of African Women Clean Cooking Support Program during the COP28 in Dubai, co-chairing the Clean Cooking Conference in Paris, and the leadership in a number of other world stage energy-related initiatives. Excellencies, it is my honor now to invite our host, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania, Her Excellency Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. Here in Tanzania, we call her Mama, to take the podium and address this historical gathering. Mheshimiwa Rais, karibu sana.
Please be seated. Thank you. Your Excellency, the African Union Chair and President of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, Highnesses, Majesties, and Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, Dr. Akina Deshina, President of the African Development Bank, Dr. Ajay Banga, President of the World Bank, Dr. Rajiv Shah, Rockefeller Foundation, Mr. Mukhtar Babayev, President of the COP29, Madam Amina Mohamed, Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations and Chair of the UN Sustainable Development Group, heads of multilateral institutions here present, honorable ministers here present, members of the diplomatic corps, members of the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. M3. On behalf of the people and the government of the United Republic of Tanzania, I have the distinct honor and pleasure to welcome you to Dar es Salaam and to thank you for honoring our invitation. We are honored to host this African Heads of State Energy Summit, and we welcome the important deliberations on ensuring access to reliable and affordable and sustainable energy for all in Africa. With that being said, this summit goes beyond energy access. It is about empowering families, lifting millions out of poverty, and providing hope and opportunities for youth. It is about our commitment to economic transformation, fostering industries, creating jobs, and sparking innovation across Africa. And it is about realizing the promise of uplifting every African community to reach the last mile and ensure that no one is left behind. At present, nearly 600 million Africans who lack energy represent 83% of the global energy deficit. To give a contrast, the electrification rate in Southeast Asia reached 96.6% in 2019, while in Africa today, this rate is less than 50%. Additionally, Southeast Asia is on track to reach universal electricity access by 2030. While looking at the current pace of electrification in Africa, without a collective intervention, by 2030, as many as 545 million people will still be without electricity. Excellencies, in order to overcome hurdles impeding energy access, we need to take bold actions by increasing investment and financing for infrastructure development, from power generation to the last mile connectivity. And we must have an agreed roadmap among African states, our partners and private sector, keeping in mind that we have just 5 years to meet the SDG target, as ensuring access to affordable, reliable, and sustainable energy for all. This gathering is a platform to consolidate commitments, announce new partnerships, and drive momentum towards the 2030 goal. Together with the private sector.
Sky High Mascara, now boarding, limitless length and volume. Made in New York.
We can bridge the energy gap through action, our actionable energy compacts. At this summit, we also hope to get endorsement for the Dar es Salaam Energy Declaration to guide our efforts. It is for this reason that I salute Presidents Adesina of the African Development Bank, and Ajay Banga of the World Bank, the Rockefeller Foundation, and the allied partners for ensuring the successful convening of this important and historical summit. I also wish to thank the honorable ministers responsible for energy, finance, and foreign affairs for diligent preparations. Excellencies, I'm aware that simultaneous interpretation is available in Swahili as well, and so allow me to proceed in my local language. Waheshimiwa wakuu wa nchi na serikali, wakuu wa mashirika ya kimataifa, waheshimiwa mawaziri, wageni waalikwa, mabibi na mabwana, Tanzania ni moja kati ya nchi 12 zitakazozindua mpango mahsusi wa kitaifa kuhusu nishati, National Energy Compact. Kupitia mpango wetu tunatarajia kuongeza kasi ya kuunganisha umeme nchini hadi kufikia 72% ifikapo mwaka 2030. Ili kufanikisha azma hiyo, ndani ya muda wa miaka 5 ijayo, tutahitaji uwekezaji wenye thamani ya dola za Kimarekani bilioni 13, ambapo dola bilioni 5 zitapatikana kutoka sekta binafsi hapa nchini. Kupitia mpango huu, tumepanga kutekeleza mambo makubwa 4. La kwanza ni kuongeza uzalishaji wa umeme kutokana na nishati mchanganyiko, yani energy mix. Hadi sasa, Tanzania ina uwezo wa kuzalisha megawatts 3431, ambapo 58% ya hizo inatokana na vyanzo vya maji, 35% inatokana na gesi, na 7% inatokana na vyanzo vingine. Shabaha yetu ni kuongeza megawatts 2463 za nishati kutokana na nishati ya jua, gesi asilia, upepo, joto ardhi na vyanzo vingine ifikapo 2030. Jambo la pili, kijiografia Tanzania ni kiungo muhimu katika kuunganisha mtandao wa umeme kwa nchi za Mashariki na Kusini mwa Afrika, Eastern African Power Pool na Southern African Power Pool, na hivyo kuwezesha biashara ya umeme kutoka Afrika Kusini hadi Misri. Tayari tumekwishaunganisha miundombinu ya umeme na nchi za Burundi, Kenya na Rwanda, na sasa na nchi ya Zambia na Uganda. Kuwepo kwa miundombinu hiyo itawezesha biashara ya nishati kati ya nchi za Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki na nchi za SADC. Tanzania inayo nafasi ya kuuza umeme ikizingatiwa kuwa hadi mwezi Novemba 2024 mahitaji ya umeme nchini Tanzania yalikuwa megawatts 1888 wakati uzalishaji wetu ni megawatts 3431. Jambo la tatu ni kufikisha umeme kwenye vitongoji baada ya kufanikiwa kusambaza umeme katika vijiji vyote vya Tanzania. Mwelekeo wetu ni kuvifikia vitongoji vyote 64359. Hadi sasa tumeshavifikia vitongoji 32827 na kazi inaendelea katika vitongoji 20,000. Hivyo kupitia mpango huu tutaweza kukamilisha vitongoji 11,532 vilivyobakia. Jambo la nne ambalo mpango huu utafanya ni kusaidia usambazaji wa nishati safi ya kupikia. Inakadiriwa watu 950 barani Afrika wanakosa nishati safi ya kupikia. Hali hii inaligharimu sana bara letu na inahusishwa na kuongezeka kwa umaskini, vitishio vya kiafya, uharibifu wa mazingira, kuongezeka kwa uzalishaji wa kaboni, kupotea kwa bioanuwai na kukosekana kwa usawa wa kijinsia. Nchini Tanzania, utegemezi wa kuni na mkaa kwa ajili ya kupikia ni zaidi ya 90%. Hatuwezi kupuuza madhara na gharama kubwa ya kutumia kuni na mkaa, hasa kwa afya na ustawi wa wanawake na wasichana. Katika kukabiliana na hili, Tanzania tumeweka mkakati wa kitaifa wa nishati safi ya kupikia unaolenga kupandisha kiwango cha matumizi ya nishati safi ya kupikia kutoka 10% ya sasa hadi 80% ifikapo mwaka 2034. Mpango mahsusi tunaozindua leo utasogeza karibu kufikia lengo hilo. Excellencies, to achieve the ambitious targets outlined in our National Energy Compacts, which will be soon presented, we African leaders need to commit our governments to address critical bottlenecks across the energy value chain as outlined in the Compact's action plans. As we welcome the commitments by the African Development Bank and the World Bank and other financial institutions to scale up financing and technical assistance for active participation of the private sector, we African leaders commit to create favorable investment environment through policy reforms, transparent procurement, and innovative financing mechanisms. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, our gathering here in Dar es Salaam, with Mission 300 as our agenda, sets us on right track to realize the goal of universal access to energy for all. Together, we can light up Africa, transform Africa's energy landscape, and empower generations. Thank you all for your kind attention, and I wish you all fruitful deliberation. Asanteni sana.
Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause to our host, Her Excellency Dr. Samia'S, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania. Kindly be seated. Before I extend the request to Her Excellency Dr. Samia'S Hassan back to the stage to present the award, Your Excellency, allow me first and foremost to recognize the ministers that are present here who have represented their heads of state. To begin with South Africa, let's give them a round of applause. Tunisia, Rwanda, Morocco, Zimbabwe, but we also have Norway, UAE, Senegal, Cameroon, Azerbaijan, Zimbabwe, G.
But it also serves as a catalyst for broader development goals. Access to clean and sustainable energy underpins progress in health, in education, in gender equality, while driving economic growth and climate action, many of the 17 goals. By advancing long-term energy security and sovereignty, we can foster peace, we can create green jobs, and build resilient livelihoods, paving the way for improved stability and prosperity across our continent. With renewables now being the cheapest source of new electricity almost everywhere on Earth, Mission 300's bold commitment to connect 300 million people to electricity by 2030 represents a transformative opportunity for Africa. Combined with systemic initiatives like the African Continental Free Trade Agreement, Africa is uniquely positioned to lead the global energy transition. By powering essential sectors such as healthcare, education, commerce, bolstering industries like solar manufacturing, grid infrastructure, and clean energy solutions, renewable energy can unlock unprecedented economic potential. With reliable energy access, the continent's 147 million small and medium enterprises, key drivers of economic growth, will have the tools to scale, to innovate, and create jobs, turning energy into a true catalyst for inclusive and sustainable progress. Tanzania stands as a shining example of how rural electrification and off-grid renewable energy solutions can transform lives, particularly in remote and underserved areas. The country has made remarkable strides, with electricity access increasing from just 14% in 2011 to 46% in 2022. And what does that mean? It has led to over 1 million new connections, driving a rural electrification rate of 72%. In November 2024, more than 60,000 social institutions were connected to the REA, benefiting 12,905 educational institutions, 6,768 health facilities, over 8,000 places of worship, and 29,000 commercial areas. This progress means that more boys and girls in remote areas can now study in well-lit classrooms. Health workers can deliver life-saving services to off-grid populations, and rural businesses can thrive with reliable power. Tanzania demonstrates how energy access is not just about electricity. It is about opportunity, equity, and the foundation of a brighter future and a life of dignity for everyone. We must ensure that Mission 300 seizes the opportunity that lies ahead. With 5 years to the endpoint of the SDGs, and having completed the first decade of implementing the African Union's 2063 agenda, it is clear that transformation efforts remain insufficient. I would like to deeply commend the African leadership that is here today as you seek solutions to address Africa's energy access, its climate vulnerability, and development challenges holistically. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, we have to accelerate our collective efforts to fast-track the solution for SDG 7, but also the Paris Agreement, and propel Africa to become a clean energy powerhouse. This requires urgent action in 3 key areas beyond this summit. First, creating the right enabling environment to attract scaled private and public investments through stronger, stable, and more coherent policy and regulatory frameworks. And we are very pleased to see, and thank you, Ajay, for the private sector that is here today, and that we hope will accompany us through this very difficult, but at the end, profitable journey. This year, every party to the UN Climate Convention has committed to submitting a new economy-wide national climate action plan that is aligned with the 1.5-degree world that we need well before COP30 in November. If done right, these climate plans should align with national energy strategies and development priorities, and they would double as investment plans to seize the potential of renewables, helping us to eradicate poverty and achieve the Sustainable Development Goals in the Paris Agreement. Furthermore, the Secretary-General's panel on critical energy transition minerals offers important principles and actionable recommendations to ensure that we do not repeat historical patterns of exploitation on this continent. Second, mobilizing affordable, accessible, and adequate finance. The chronic underinvestment in renewable energy in Africa and long-standing structural barriers, such as the exorbitant capital costs, mean that a continent with the potential to be a renewable powerhouse accounts for less than 1% of global installed solar capacity. It is why we're calling for an SDG stimulus to scale up affordable long-term financing for developing countries, and for the Baku to Belém roadmap of $1.3 trillion to bridge the climate gap by leveraging all sources and by addressing unjust and structural barriers. Last year's Pact of the Future sent an unequivocal message: reform of the international financial architecture is urgent and essential. And this pact would not have got across the line if not for the leadership of the African leaders in the United Nations. It spoke to strengthening the voice and the representation of developing countries. It spoke to mobilizing far greater levels of financing for the SDGs and direct that financing to countries that are most in need. It spoke to enabling countries to borrow sustainably and with confidence to invest in their long-term development. But it also spoke to provide effective and equal support to countries during systemic shocks. Finally, multilateralism, our international cooperation, still remains our best hope for delivering solutions at the necessary scale and speed. And I know to many of us, as we look around to the geopolitical challenges that we have today, multilateralism doesn't seem like the best offer on the table. But it is. It is a place that we come to. It is a global town hall for our global village. It is where we see visibility and we can shine a light on the opportunities, but also that we can also give hope to the millions that look to us to serve them. The UN remains dedicated to supporting your efforts every step of the way. Through our UN expertise and presence in the country, we are committed to supporting Mission 300, the African Development Bank, the World Bank, and we're committed to helping identify and to attract investments that will strengthen the policy environment, the regulatory environment, that will secure resources that are needed to make Mission 300 a success. Finally, I would like also to commend our special representative. It's not often that we have women in leadership positions. Today we are hosted by a great leader that is a woman, but we also have We speak to the intergenerational challenges that we have, and we also have a special representative of the UN on Sustainable Energy for All, Damilola Ogumbi, who is playing a critical role within the Mission 300. It is a critical countdown to 2030. Let's ensure that Mission 300 delivers concrete outcomes towards the SDGs, the Paris Agreement, and Agenda 2063. Let's seize that moment to accelerate and to deliver transformative progress. Together, I am sure that Africa can lead the way for the energy transition, creating lasting prosperity, resilience for generations to come, but actions and aspirations fulfilled today for our women and for our youth. Thank you.
Let's extend a round of applause to Mrs. Amina Mohammed, Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations and the Chair of the UN Sustainable Development Group. Thank you so much for your kind remarks. From ideas to action to accelerate energy access, Your Excellency, allow me now to bring to the podium His Excellency President Mohamed Ould Ghazouani of the Islamic Republic of Mauritania and the Chair of the African Union. As he comes, let us give him a big round of applause. Karibu sana.
صاحبة الفخامة السيدة سامية صلوح حسن رئيس جمهورية تنزانيا الاتحادية، أصحاب الفخامة والمعالي رؤساء الدول والحكومات، السادة الوزراء، السيد رئيس مجموعة البنك الدولي، السيد رئيس مجموعة البنك الإفريقي للتنمية، السادة ممثلي الشركاء الفنيين والماليين، السادة ممثلي القطاع الخاص، أيها السادة والسيدات. يسرني أن أتوجه إلى أختي صاحبة الفخامة السيدة سامية صلوح حسن رئيس جمهورية تنزانيا المتحدة، ومن خلالها إلى الحكومة والشعب التنزاني الشقيق بالشكر الجزيل على ما لقيناه ووفدنا المرافق من حفاوة الاستقبال وما أحطنا به من بالغ العناية، شاكرا لها احتضان هذه القمة الإفريقية حول الطاقة المهمة 300 المنظمة من طرف الاتحاد الإفريقي وجمهورية تنزانيا المتحدة والبنك الدولي والبنك الإفريقي للتنمية. كما يطيب لي في الآن ذاته أن أجدد الشكر لشركائنا في التنمية مجموعة البنك الدولي ومجموعة البنك الإفريقي للتنمية، مقدرا لهما ما حرصا عليه من توحيد جهودهما في إطار شراكة طموحة لتمكين 300 مليون مواطن في إفريقيا جنوب الصحراء من النفاذ إلى كهرباء نقية مستدامة وبأسعار معقولة. أصحاب السعادة السيدات والسادة، تمثل الطاقة عموما والكهربائية منها على الوجه الأخص إحدى الركائز المحورية للتنمية وتحسين الظروف المعيشية للسكان، فتوفر كهرباء نظيفة بكمية كافية وبأسعار معقولة له التأثير الإيجابي على مختلف جوانب أهداف التنمية المستدامة. ولن تحقق قارتنا ما تنشده من تنمية صناعية ونمو اقتصادي وانتصار على الفقر والجوع ورفع التحديات البيئية الجسيمة ما دمنا لم نتغلب على عجزنا الطاقوي الهائل، إذ لدينا اليوم ما يناهز 600 مليون مواطن إفريقي لا نفاذ لهم إلى الكهرباء ويعيشون على ضوء الشموع ومصابيح البترول. وإن الاتحاد الإفريقي لا يعي جيداً ما يمثله النفاذ إلى الكهرباء وتحقيق الأمن الطاقوي إجمالاً من دعامة ضرورية لكافة جهود التنمية، وما له من دور محوري تحويلي في القضاء على الفقر وتعزيز التصنيع والتنمية الاقتصادية وخلق فرص العمل وتحسين الخدمات الاجتماعية تعزيزاً لسبل العيش الكريم في القارة. ولذا أرسل الاتحاد الإفريقي في إطار أجندة 2063 رؤية مشتركة لتقليص العجز الطاقوي الذي تعاني منه القارة وتعزيز التكامل الطاقوي الإقليمي، وأطلق في هذا السياق مبادرات رائدة عديدة كالسوق الإفريقي الموحد للكهرباء والخطة التوجيهية للنظام الكهربائي القاري وبرنامج تطوير البنية التحتية في إفريقيا، كما واصل السعي إلى تعبئة التمويلات وتنويع الشراكات في سبيل أن تتوفر بالكمية المطلوبة لكل الأفارقة طاقة نظيفة آمنة مقبولة التكلفة. وعلى ضوء هذا الهدف الإفريقي المشترك يبرز البعد الحيوي والأهمية البالغة للمهمة 300 التي أطلقها البنك الدولي والبنك الإفريقي للتنمية من أجل ضمان النفاذ إلى الكهرباء لصالح 300 مليون مواطن إفريقي في جنوب الصحراء. ويشكل هذا المشروع فرصة استثنائية من حيث الحجم والمقاربة ستساهم بقوة في تسريع وتيرة الكهرباء في منطقة إفريقيا جنوب الصحراء بما يناسب الطلب المتزايد ويحفز النمو الاقتصادي ويخلق المزيد من فرص العمل. إن هذا المشروع يتطلب استثمارات هائلة عمومية وخصوصية وخيرية، فضلاً عن ضرورة التنسيق الوثيق بين مختلف أطرافه. وقبل هذا وذاك يتطلب المشروع التزاماً قوياً ثابتاً من بلداننا الإفريقية بتنفيذ الإصلاحات اللازمة لتهيئة مناخ استثماري جذاب ومستقر، وباتخاذ الإجراءات الضرورية لضمان السلامة المالية لشركات الكهرباء. ويجب في المقام الأول أن يتجسد هذا الالتزام الثابت في إعداد وتنفيذ تعهدات طاقوية وطنية تحدد أهدافاً قابلة للقياس في مجال تطوير وتعزيز
Winner is Neema Walter, and she will be presented by a dummy check of Tanzanian shillings, 50 million shillings, for coming up with Nishati Mix Technologies. Neema Walter. So what is this Nishati Mix Technologies? Nishati Mix Technologies aims to provide a sustainable solution to expand clean cooking access in Tanzania by manufacturing efficient gas burners and recycling waste plastics into clean cooking gas. The system offers both environmental and economic benefits by converting plastic waste into fuel, supporting undeserved communities. Your Excellency, I would like to request you to present the second award to Joshua Joasi of a dummy check of 40 million Tanzanian shillings for coming up with an innovation called Click Gas System. Let's give him a round of applause. The Click Gas System is a planted LPG delivery solution designed to improve the clean cooking supply chain in Tanzania. Your Excellency, can I please request you to present a third award to Samson Mwakapoma of 30 million shillings, coming up with an innovation of clean and effective biogas production with fuel gas filtering. This combines biogas generation with unique method of using flue gases. A round of applause. On to the women category, Your Excellency, may I request you to present an award to Ms. Agnes Mashoko, Smart Picker Limited. As she comes, let's give her a round of applause. This innovation addresses the affordability gap by introducing the world's first pay-as-you-go model. Your Excellency, we have 2 winners under women category. The first of the second winner is Mercy Chilumba, coming with Ben Paul, the artist in East Africa. Together they have sung a cooking song and a TV awareness program. Let's give them a big round of applause. The second winner, Your Excellency, is none other but Ms. Sabra Muhammad of the Mwanamke Initiative, coming all the way from Zanzibar. A round of applause. Thank you very much. Your Excellency, allow me now to bring to the stage Doris Male, who came with an innovation, iLink Limited, TA Mamma Mia Soko. This platform is designed to increase the purchasing power of its members by offering them a commission-based income for referring others to join the platform. Asante sana. Your Excellency, the final category is none other but the general category, and I would like to request you to present the first award to Mr. Bernard Makachia, who came up with Chabri Energy Company innovation, that is clean and effective biogas production with flue gas filtering. A round of applause to him. Your Excellency, may I request you to present the second award to Mr. Andron Mendes, who came up with an innovation called M-Pika. This is proprietary refillable 400 gas canisters with LPG. Finally, Your Excellency, may I request you to present the final award to none other but Atukuzwe Nkia for his innovation on institutional induction stove.